Hello and Happy New Year from Steve's Vintage Model Builds. I hope everyone's well. Uh, had a good holiday season, whether you started with Hanukkah or you're you're gearing up for the Eastern Orthodox Christmas, which comes soon. Yeah, and of course, the old tradition of Yuletide between Christmas and New Year's, and the 12 days of Christmas, and all those old traditions. Anyways, uh, yeah, I mean, in the Northern Hemisphere, the days are short, the nights are super dark. Where we are, it's, um, in early December, it was dark here. I mean, pitch dark by 4 o'clock. Um, Folks in the UK will know better about that. Of course, it's a little different down California way, and as you go further south. But anyways, we had a great one, and everything went perfectly. Uh, we had planned to have just the two of us for Christmas dinner, but it turned out we had a friend who uh, needed a place to go for Christmas dinner. So we had her over, and we had a very nice evening. It was quiet, and I did one of those. Some might call this sacrilege, but uh, I, thinking that it was just going to be the two of us. Um, I got one of those butterball roast turkey breast things. They're kind of oval, shaped like a football, pretty much, wrapped in netting, and it's a mixture of white and dark meat. And I have to say, it was good. It was. We really enjoyed it, and the only thing was that there's no bones. No bones for the flavor, the depth of flavor you get when you roast a whole turkey, or a half of one for that matter, whatever, however it works out for you. And so, anyways, no, it was very good, but we did miss the bones. And for people who don't like bones, it's perfect. Ours was just the roast, and you can also get them that are pre-stuffed. We did separate stuffing because I figured why pay extra for stuffing? Just get all the protein. But yeah, it was a very nice evening, and we had a good time. And our friend left full and happy. And so, anyways, yeah, and then we went to church on Christmas Eve, and and then had the nice dinner on Christmas Day. And then we've just been sliding through. We had a nice evening last night, just the two of us, and actually we made it till midnight for the first time in a while. Last year we were in the Philippines, and it was great to be there at Christmas time, and very different, especially for me. And it was the first time Esther had been back for Christmas since she had come to Canada in, I think, 1998 it was. We've been back to visit many times, but not at Christmas time. So, excuse me. It's a great time to go. And anyways, if you're looking for someplace different to go for Christmas, some people like to go away, check out the Philippines. Uh, it's predominantly Roman Catholic country, and they start celebrating their Christmas at the end of September. October 1st comes, and boom, all the decorations start going up, and it's a great time. Anyways, uh, just to recap a little bit, I'm about 648 subscribers. It was pretty stable over the year, grew a little bit. Thank you to all who stopped by, and thanks to all my subscribers for your support and your comments and encouragement. So, yeah, um, last year again we were over in Asia, and it was very nice. But it was nice to be back here for Christmas, and as wonderful as the Asia trip was, I did come back kind of beat up in a couple of different ways. I tore my rotator cuff, um, handling luggage I shouldn't have had to handle, but that's a whole other story. Um, and also, I ended up having a problem uh, with the stent that had been put in my heart a couple of years ago, or actually, I guess it was 8 years ago now. It was fine, but for some reason there had been some deterioration around where it meets the blood vessel. So, anyways, I was having symptoms and they weren't going away. So they got me in, and I have to say everything was great. Everything went great. I did have to have another reinforcing stent, which I did a video on for those who might be facing that kind of thing. And um, it is a very uh, well, it's a pretty routine procedure now. And the doctor who did my procedure, Dr. Akam, he had actually come from he'd done his training in the UK initially, and he had come over here. So everything went great, and it was onwards and upwards from there. But the first 4 months of the year were pretty rough. And of course, on January 9th last year, we got Mickey, the new cat, and it's been great fun to watch her grow up and mature, and yeah, so she's fit right into the family, and we're very happy about that. Yeah, she really is a joy. Really brings life into the house for these two old folks. So, anyways, and then through the summer, I was busy with the garden, and not a lot of bench work this year. Some, and quite a few works in progress. I'm a rotating modeler. Some people like just to focus on one thing and go through it. Sometimes gonzo, but they like to focus on one thing and then move on to the next thing. I usually have 2, 3, 4 things on the go, and there's quite a few set asides that are worth getting back to, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. So, anyways, I've got ginger tea. People have heard me talk about this before. I hope the light's okay. Doing my best here. Excuse my fingers. For this, all you do is you fill a 2-quart pot with water, and you get some fresh ginger. Cut up a big piece of it, about that big. And you bring it to a boil, and let it boil for about 10 minutes. Fairly heavy. Excuse me. And then you turn it off and take it off the heat, and you can let it steep after that for. It's usually good for at least 20 minutes, but overnight's even better. And I'll tell you, it's the best thing in cold weather, or if you have a sore throat or blocked up nose. The ginger just clears it right out. And yes, it's hot and spicy. It's ginger. But and if you find it too strong, then you can add some honey and lemon to it. But I like it just straight. And you don't have to eat the ginger pieces, but I do. And so not only is it great for your throat and your nasal passages, but ginger is really good for your digestion too. So we find it's really helpful, and we 2, 3 times a week we brew up a batch, and you have to keep it in the fridge after, and it'll only last 2 or 3 days. So you've got to use it up. So, anyways, yeah. So that's what I'm drinking tonight. Now, it's, I don't know, about 4:45. Sun's way over the yard arm now, but anyways, do the healthy thing first, Steve. Okay, so today, oh, you see my shirt? Peter Oxley sent this to me for Christmas. I came for the review, but stayed for the rent. Peter Oxley Modeling Lab. So yeah, and if you don't know Peter Oxley's channel, check it out. That's Peter Oxley, Oxley, and he's got two channels. He's got Peter Oxley, and Peter Oxley's Modeling Lab, and he's also got Peter Goes Rogue. Peter Oxley modeling channel is for modeling, and Peter Goes Rogue is for some different things. Yeah, his wonderful wife bought him a flight in a Spitfire, and so he had videos on that, and he had a puppet show and some stuff about his car. He has a beautiful Porsche, and Peter's a stand-up guy. Most of the people who watch this channel would know about his channel, but if you don't, stop in, check him out. He's a good guy, and he does a lot of kit reviews, and he gets kits sent to him from ICM and others as well. And also he has friends who they get a kit and they'll send it off to him for him to review. So he's a very fair reviewer. Obviously you don't always have to agree with him, and a lot of things are subjective. But he does his very best to be fair and balanced, and he's an enthusiastic advocate of the hobby. So, okay, so we're gonna have a little fun today. So I wish everybody a happy, healthy, and prosperous New Year, all through 2026. Oh, but before we move on, I just want to say a couple things about Iran. It's looking more and more like there's a revolution happening right now that's going to topple the Islamic Republic regime, and this has gone way past demonstrations. It started with a general strike. Well, things have been deteriorating there for a long time because of sanctions, for the past year. And then there was the war with Israel and the U.S. And but they've just done such a terrible job of managing everything. There's no electricity. There's no water. The reservoirs are empty. They're basically crippled. And the people are fed up after 45 years. So anyways, if you may, if that kind of thing might not be on your radar, this is real history happening. And if the Persian people can finally rid themselves of that cancer, it's going to have incredible impact on the Middle East in particular, and other parts of the world as well. It's going to be an earthquake, a geopolitical earthquake. And so it's not going to happen overnight, although it may happen very quickly. The Crown Prince, Reza Pahlavi, the son of the deposed Shah, who's now deceased, basically the Persian king, has declared, and he's been working very hard over the last few years in particular, that he's prepared to come back, and at least in the interim, he would be, in the past people were kind of, they were kind of divided. Obviously the Islamists didn't want anything, but regular Persians, they were kind of divided about the Shah. But now, 85% of the people are calling for him to return. And I did a piece on this back a ways on my other channel. I'll put a link up to it if you're interested in that kind of thing. about Israel and Iran and the path to peace in the Middle East. But I guess the point here is um, history is unfolding here, and this isn't like the past times where the regime has violently and brutally put things down. Yes, there is violence, but there's also police stations are being taken over, universities are being taken over, government offices are being uh, broken into, ransacked, and burned. They found a couple of secret prisons with political prisoners, and they liberated them. So this is the real deal. And if you're any kind of fan of history, you want to watch what's happening now, because it's going to have tremendous impact on the future of the Middle East and the rest of the world too. So, anyways, enough about that. And the Persian people have been they've been subjugated and abused for so long now, and it's good to see them taking it into their own hands. And this is in other democratic administrations when there were uprisings and the people weren't being supported. Um, I'm sure the Trump administration uh, will put its support behind, and um, and the Israelis will have something to say about it too. So it's kind of puzzling. I won't go on about this for too long, because that's not why people come to the channel. Um, but it's kind of puzzling that the Iran Revolutionary Guard Corps isn't cracking down harder than they are, and a lot of the police, um, they have the same grievances as the people. I mean, the money's worthless. People can't get stuff. There's no power. There's no water, and blah 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 blah. So everything's really starting to crack, and uh, I can only speculate on two reasons why the IRGC in particular hasn't reacted much more forcefully and comprehensively. One is that the leadership is in turmoil. Khamenei hasn't been seen in quite some time. Any statements that have come out have been from the president. And the last report of Khamenei was that he had gone into the hospital at his private residence, or in his private palace, whatever. Oh, actually, no. He reports came out that he has left Tehran. I don't. Nobody, of course, knows where he went. But in any case, so there may be a bit of a leadership vacuum, and the IRGC just isn't getting instructions. The other thing might be that the threat of Israeli and possibly U.S. intervention, if they crack down too hard. Israel could very well go in there, and so could the United States, under the doctrine of responsibility to protect, like they did in the former Yugoslavia under Bill Clinton. That's a doctrine where, when you see a slaughter happening, you have to intervene. You can't mess around. So, anyways, so there's a lot of things at play, and if a lot of different things going on, which I may make a video about on the other channel later. So, anyways, prayers for the Persian people, and we'll see how things unfold, particularly over the next week or so. It may be that in the next 10 days or so, the regime may well have fallen. So, anyways, enough of that. So, why we're here today? Okay, going to have a little fun. I'm going to turn down the camera here. And sorry for the mister on there. Yeah, get back where you were. Okay. So, this is what we have on offer today. And this is a very interesting model kit. Yes, indeed. Um, I got this. I got this from the bargain bin at our local hobby shop, NRC Hobbies. I think it cost me. I think it was $9.99, $9.95, something like that. So, and it's really cool. Um, it's you get two aircraft here, okay? And this was put out by a company called Mania Hobbies, and they were only around for only about 7 years, and then basically they got absorbed by Hasegawa. And they didn't release a whole bunch of kits, and they were mostly bombers, but they also did a few other types. And they were kind of known. There isn't a lot of information out there about them. I'll put an end screen on from Max's Models, and he does a great job with research. And even he couldn't find out much about them. But he in the video he did show other kits. So, and the bit of research that I was able to glean was that basically, oh, excuse me. So the bit that I did find out was that they were kind of a lower end, or more budget friendly. Um, I did see one site that said that their kits retailed for about $5 US. I, that'd be about $27 US today. So I think that's kind of a little out of line. But they seem to be good kits. And so this one is actually, you get both aircraft, and we'll see later as well. Um, so you've got the B5N1 and the B5N2 versions of this kit. And so I'm going to, you get a nice little write-up about the history. And these were attack bombers. So they weren't dive bombers, but they were used for either land attack or bombing runs on ships. And they were pretty effective aircraft. So here we go. And again, remember, this is 1977. Oh, and the rest about Mania is, they seem to have been taken over by Hasegawa. And Hasegawa actually does still market the kit or the subject, but not in a two for one situation. They split it out. So, and I think they have the one kit, and then you have the option of either engine, because that's the only difference really, was the engine. So here we go. Here's the instructions. I mean, beautiful color instructions, lovely box art. I mean, the box art is gorgeous, and I think it's signed. No, it's not. But the paint schemes here on the back, looks like there's 3 different ones. No, 2 different ones. And signed R. Yabe. Okay. Here you go. No English. Yeah, but the instructions are pretty straightforward here. And this is interesting here as well. Let me zoom in on this. There we go. That's good. Yeah. So they give you the whole schematic of everything, how it goes together. and they've got the one engine here and the other one down here. And so anyways, I'm going to start building one of these today. That's why we're here. Okay, so yeah, it looks pretty straightforward. It's not a complicated kit. So as I said, we've got I've opened this before, and I think there's a review. I'll find it and put an end screen. But I'm going to do the just the plain gray, and then there's also a metallic gray one as well. So, and I think this engine parts for both, but anyways, we'll deal with that when the time comes. We'll figure it out. So, and oh yeah, each one has a canopy. Looks like the only option is for closed though. So, okay, so let's move her out here. Wings. Nice detail on the wings. Molding's beautiful. There's no flash. There are no locator pins. And this is Mania Hobby, made in Japan. As I said, this was, I believe it was 1976 molding. And then we have the fuselage, 2 pieces, and the other 2 pieces of the wing. Come on now. There we go. Okay. So we won't need those. What I'm going to do here is we're just going to do the cockpit and the engine. And, you know, we can do either one, but I guess we'll do this one. Okay. And so everything here is everything necessary is here. Again, it's molded beautifully. There's no flash there. There's a bit of detail in the control panel. If you can see that. And actually, these look like torpedoes. So there may be both bomb and torpedo versions here. Although on the box it says, oh, carrier attack bomber. I thought it said ground attack bomber. So it looks like you've got both bombs and torpedoes. So very good. Okay, so here we go. We're going to start here. And looks like we've got parts 6 through 16 for the cockpit. This is some kind of response card. I don't know. I'll have to take a picture of it with my translator later. Okay, so here we go. Not sure what this is, but we'll be careful about it. Actually, it might be. don't know. So put it in the box just to make sure. Set this aside, get rid of the glare. That way I can get better light on the subject. There we go. Okay, so here we go. And we're going to start with the cockpit. And we got parts 6 through 16, it looks like here. And so what we're going to do is steps 1 and 2 here today. Okay, so part number 6. Okay. And part number 8. Part number 9. Where's part number 7, Steve? Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay, so I'll just pause the video while the light was better before, wasn't it? There we go. And I'll snip these things off. Okay, so we got part number 6. This is part 7. Can you see the detail there? There's some pretty nice detail on that. Okay, do the test fit. That's fine. Maybe I'll zoom in a little bit while I'm doing this. There, is that going to work better for people? Okay. Now, sometimes for some things, and I think for the fuselage and wings, I'm going to use this Revell Contacta. I find it's great. Some people don't like the applicator. I find once you practice and get used to it a little bit, it's just great. And the quality of the cement itself is excellent as well. So, but for this today, we're going to be using the Tamiya extra thin. Oh, and speaking of Tamiya, there we go. That snaps right in there, perfect. Of course, in 2025, we lost Mr. Tamiya, but it was very sad. But he had a good long life, and really, he was the father of modern plastic modeling. So, rest his soul, and it was certainly a life well lived. Hey, this isn't. Okay, well, we'll deal with it. Okay, and 12. Oh, I already got 12, yeah. Trim that up a little bit. Getting a little shaky, Steve. There, I knew that wasn't quite right. Okay. Okay. Come on. Okay. Go. You know, this part. Keep the carpet monster fed with those little bits. So now here's something you want to be careful with, because this part here isn't, it's very delicate, but you want to trim this off. So rather than holding it like this and pushing towards it, which would probably break it, go the other way. And of course, be careful not to go too far into your finger or your thumb. Okay, and then there's this little bit here. There we go. Okay. And this is the bomb or torpedo mechanism. Ah, okay. It's a teeny bit of flash there. In there. Okay. Okay. It really has to be jammed down. then you just get one side in, and then the other side pops up. There we go. Okay, now this. Okay, we got the oxygen tanks, or air bottles, I guess. Go. Maybe fire extinguisher. I don't know. Okay. Okay. Now, Kev. Oh, a shout out too to Jason at Model Kit Stuff. He's got a great channel, and if you like model ships, that's the place to go. Tell you. Okay. And a little seat here. That's for the gunner. Oh, that's a tweezer job. Here we go. Okay. And lastly, we've got piece number 14. And piece number 14 goes like that. Oh, now, get in there. There you go. Okay, there we go. We've got the cockpit. Yay. Okay, and I see we're up to 52 minutes here. And I'm getting a little shaky late in the day. So I'll pack up for now. And, oh, you don't need to see my face that close. There we go. Pack up for now. And we'll be back tomorrow. And should be able to pretty much finish it up quickly enough. There's not much. That's the most complex thing. The engine won't take long. Then you just put it together. And there are wheels, but I think these are. I think it's just designed to be in flight. Yes. Oh no, it shows wheels down there. And I guess, yeah, there are some struts. So I'll have to decide. Okay, so that's it for today. Thanks to everyone who joined me. I really appreciate your time. And probably try and finish this up tomorrow, get her primed, and get it painted. All right. Well, thanks again, and we'll be seeing you next time. Bye now.